I salute you there, my friend. I am going to prepare you now for the next crypto bull market in a very short sentence. Ignore every news narrative. Just look at price. You understand? I'm going to repeat that again. Ignore every news narrative, okay, including when I post about it on YouTube's and Twitter. These only form traps. Think about the person who did not buy the bottom of Bitcoin in the bear market because they looked at Celsius, because they looked at depeggings of stablecoins like Luna, because they looked at FTX collapse. Think about those people. They missed out. All they had to do was look at the charts. You have to reverse that now in the euphoria. Max guys are saying, Qatar will buy $500 billion. You have to ignore it. Someone else is going to say, El Salvador is going to be joined with another 5 countries to adopt Bitcoin. Ignore it. Elon Musk might say, Bitcoin, Doge, the future of the world currencies. Ignore it. Okay, they are only for traders. They're for gamblers to play with the gamblers. When it comes to the big macro timeframes, the monthly timeframes, the weekly timeframes that we want to look at, that have nothing to do with them. Okay, all of it is pre-programmed in the charts. What do I mean by that? Well, in a simple, short way, friends, first, if you allow me to pump some music here for you. Do you see Bitcoin now? This is the Bitcoin monthly chart. You can look at its moving average. See this golden line, friends? See that golden line? I know you see it. This golden line is its 200-week moving average. Now, when you look at how high it goes in the bull market and disconnects from that 200-week moving average, I've already made a video. That distance has been getting smaller with each cycle. So it used to do something huge like 20x and then a 12x and then like a 5x. It's just dropping over and over again, okay? So that's why I'm telling you, no matter what the story is, okay? And I can prove it to you. You know I've proven it to you many times. If the narratives mattered, and a lot of people are going to get upset at this, if the narratives truly mattered, infinite QE, 0% rates, Elon Musk shilling Bitcoin and putting $1 billion into it, and 16 trillion of negative yielding bonds, that narrative should have exploded Bitcoin above a diminished return rate. Instead, we landed exactly in line. All you had to do was go to the charts and just say, okay, you know, we did a 20x this time. We did a 10x in that next cycle. Okay, I wonder if we do a 5x this one. We landed exactly on a 5x in that last cycle. Look at this, bang. See that? 5x. We're dividing it by 2 each time, friends. So look, if you want to know, you're going to say to me, hey, please tell us today you don't know any news, okay? You don't have any tingles in your testicles yet or your ovaries. What would the chart say we stop at? Which is, it's fascinating if this actually does work. Well, if we just keep dividing it by 2, I know it's crazy, friends. It can't just go on forever. But if we just extend the moving average out, and let's say we do top out somewhere around here, if we do like a 2x, I know this is just, I know you're not going to like it, friends, but it's about $80,000. $80,000. If only, maybe, there was a friend out there with a peanut brain with a straight posture, wrestles crocodiles, part-time, and records videos in a dusty room, sitting on a squeaky chair with pointy elbows. If only. I can't think of this person who may have been talking about $80,000 as a risk zone. I wonder. Now, friends, please, I wake up every day. I don't care about being right. I don't care about being right. I just want to make money, okay? You ever heard that saying? That the most famous stock market saying that you can learn off. Do you want to make money or do you want to be right? Okay, so they'll say it the other way around. Do you want to be right or do you want to make money? Do you want to be right as in, do you want to like bask in the glory of you got your prediction right, or do you want to make money? Making money in this scenario means when we get to this risk zone, if we do, when we get to the risk zone, you have to imagine yourself, you go, okay, it is now this day. I don't know the future. Put yourself at this arrow, friends. Put yourself at this arrow. See this right here? We are right here. Okay, so Bitcoin maybe goes, woo, we're right here. Now I'm going to ask you what comes next. You don't know what comes next. You understand me? We don't know. A comet could hit Earth tomorrow, or they print more money. We don't know. Okay, it's completely random. But you have to be honest with yourself and say, okay, what could come next is Doomtown. It could, all right? That's all you have to say to yourself. We could be doomed up there. Jim Cramer's $200,000 Bitcoin call up there might be wrong. Max Kaiser calling for a $100,000 God candle might be wrong. Signs of euphoria. You just have to protect your downside at that point. We might be in with a lot of weak hands. That's all I'm saying to you. That's all I'm saying to you, friends. When we get to there will be risk points. That's why I'm telling you, please, we're going to be ignoring all these crappy news narratives. I understand. I know. Friends, look, I watch these other YouTubers as well. I'm watching when I'm driving, at the gym, training. Yes, look, it's cool. Like, oh, wow. They go through a lot of news to fulfill your need for dopamine. You're like, oh, the next news, and the next news, and the next news. More, new altcoins, more. It doesn't help you, okay? They cater to their audience, but the audience is a lot of copers. The majority of the audience are copers. They're begging for trading signals. They're begging for that hot new gem. They want the answer now, But they want the answer when everybody else is asking for the answer, which means they're all going to get bull trapped. I was giving the answer in 2022 and this year. I'm saying cheap coins, blood, depression, sadness, buy. I was saying, I got not financial advice. Go buy bonds and stocks. But I'm telling you, this has to be it. I'm in. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing, okay? Now we've left that zone and these people still want answers. No. The answer was to not be a little bitch and actually buying the red candles. The answer is not now to go on these leverage trading, promoting type of influencers saying, please, sir, please draw another triangle for me to please play the leverage breakout on Bitcoin. That's not the answer. You know that's not the answer. So now I'm even going to give you an example, friends. So look, if you watch my masterclass video, I hope you have, okay? Well, my masterclass videos, type in masterclass, you'll find it. One of the things I am participating in is Launchpads for the bull market. Now, I've got to give you big fat cross here, okay? There are still copers. They don't watch these videos. They don't understand, okay? You soy boy little virgin cucks with hunchbacks. For the love of God, do not buy my bags. Do not buy this coin. I'm going to show you a coin. PAID, paid. Do not touch it. It is up 20x, okay? I'm just telling you what I'm doing. I am holding it from the last bull market. I'm still holding it. It's already paid off because it gives you access. By holding more of the coin, you get more lottery ticket spins for Launchpads. Now, the founder is Kyle Chassé, big link marine now, probably watched 1,000 of my videos, okay? He has a lot of connections. I'm speculating, once again, speculating, can all go to zero. I'm speculating that whatever the new narratives of 2024 arrive, gaming, AI, whatever they are, and big projects, I hope, once again, hoping, speculating, that some of them will get hooked up with Kyle because he has good connections in the industry, and he will be able to do their launchpad and do funding raising, and whoever is in the paid ecosystem gets to spin the lottery, and you might get access to some of these big popular projects. Now, two of them that I did was like Thesis. It did like 100x. I think I put in $300, got like 30K out of it. And there was another one, ShopX. I put in $150 and I got 150. I got 15K. It was 100x. Now, I didn't take profit on the ShopX one because I thought it was on the open and gave me 100x on the open. I thought we're just getting started, okay? You can't control how many tickets you win. You can't even control if you win the popular ones. But this is just the bet, okay, friends? You walk forward in time, it's the bet. Now, once again, I'm telling you, this is my small part of my portfolio. It is not everything, okay? I still have, for example, the ChainLink allocation, where it represents Bitcoin, Ethereum, core blue chips, and DeFi. There's also PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex, a big contrarian bet and play. I like them. Why? PulseX give me access to a DEX from a cycle 1 coin perspective, but DEX is a cycle 2 narratives. PulseChain is layer 1 EVMs for Ethereum. They are now in cycle 2, which is diminished, but PulseChain's new, so that's also cycle 1, okay? And I've also overweighted them compared to Hex for those reasons, because Hex is now cycle 2, doing the cycle 2 narrative of Bitcoin. You might consider Hex like ChainLink by this point, okay? In terms of like their DeFi narratives, so it's now cycle 2 narrative, but they're also cycle 2 coins, okay? Even though ChainLink was technically in the one before, okay? So that's why I'm telling you, I'm showing this chart now. This is paid. For the love of God, do not touch it. But what I'm just explaining to you, friends, just because, look, when I watch these videos, people talk all these videos and stuff, I want the instructions, okay? Because people always say to me, oh, go do your own research. Look, I'm just going to tell you how the system works, okay? For every 1,000 paid you buy, which today is $230 US, for every 1,000 paid you own, whenever a Launchpad project comes onto paid, you will be able to spin the lottery basically, okay? Now, it doesn't consume your tickets. You have infinite spins for every project. So if you just have 1,000 paid, okay? And every time a project comes, you spin the lottery. And then they eventually roll it, and then you get to see where you're a winner. You get an email going like, congratulations, you got an allocation. You've won one ticket, for example, if you're lucky to get a winner. And then you end up maybe reading the details and you go, okay, each ticket's $75. Now, the prices they give you are very, very, very cheap. It really is like a lottery win. So hopefully your minimum on each thing is like 5x or 10x. You know, it's a good way to participate in these narratives without really knowing too much of what's going on. It's almost like it's a black hole volume. Now, probably say, why doesn't everybody do this? Well, the problem is, one, not everyone even believes IDOs will come back on Launchpads. And two, there's a lot of Launchpads. So you don't know who's going to be the best or who's going to get the biggest projects, okay? I just know with paid, Kyle, I trust him. He's got an influencer. He's got a YouTube channel, very well known in the industry, okay? And look, it can still all go to zero, okay? So for example, Paid's chart, and I've told you about this, friends. Paid's chart, why did it get ravaged down here, okay? Kyle, out of the goodness of his heart, gave allocations of Paid itself to some scum influencers. On unlocks, they said, we believe in the coin, not going to sell, you can trust me. On every single unlock, and they had big unlocks, they just went and they just dumped and cracked it down, okay? And they just contributed to his down. And Kyle, look, I earned some respect for him because if it was me, I'd come for the next. But for Kyle, I remember watching him on stream, he's like, look, it is what it is. We're going to move on. I'm not going to say any names. He didn't even mention their names. And he just said like, look, we're just going to move on and stuff. So I thought, you know what? It's a very professional type of approach to do that. But I'd friends, to have betrayal like that, you know. But that's why the chart also got ravaged, okay? There's one explanation of something. Now, it is still cheap, but I still wouldn't buy it. Why? For the love of God, I can't buy anything that is discount. This is the 21 EMA, by the way. A 21 moving average is the daily chart. I don't like buying anything unless it comes back to a 21 EMA. So maybe, just guessing, it props around, comes back here, and does something later. Maybe. And in this point, okay, in the Bitcoin halvenings, the front run scare, the Roca Negra ETF sell the news, in that point, maybe, if you want an allocation to participate in Launchpads with me, you would have to buy that, okay? If you want to do that, 1,000 paid gets you that money. Now, I've got to stress to you as well, paid can literally go to zero tomorrow and it paid me off in dividends because I got access to projects, all right? So I'm just telling you what I'm doing. And I'm not doing any other Launchpads. You know why, friends? It's a lot of hard work, man. You got to wake up for a certain time. You got to see the launches. You got to read stuff. Like it's too much, okay? But paid system, it's very easy. It's for a dumb like me, okay? It's for a peanut brain. You click your button. It sends you a notification. You mark it on the date when you have to do the money putting in. Remember, you don't get a free entry. You still got to put in money. So if you end up winning like 10 tickets of something and they're $50 each, you get your $500 allocation. You've got to like send it to the wallet at a specific time before the pool fills up. So you do have to do these things like scheduling your time to make sure you are awake at a certain amount of time to transfer their funding raise. And the team that's raising the funds, they might ask for you for Tether or they might ask for ETH, okay? So these type of little details that come out. But at the end of the day, this is what I'm doing. I'm just telling you, and I'm just going to leave it to the side. If it goes to zero, who cares, okay? It's not part of my call, okay? It's part of my lottery to help me find lotteries that might be more professional, okay? And in crypto, everything's a scam. But what might professional be? Well, one of my theses is, once again, my thesis theories, if there's a new narrative, new Cycle 1 coins, and new projects coming in next year, I think instead of them all going the meme coin route, which is let's just launch and tell everybody about it because it's super competitive there. There's too much junk. I think they're going to go back to what they did in 2021, which is go to these Launchpad projects. They all have 50,000 plus participants. They can get exposure. They'll have access to more bigger influencer channels and they just get their branding and name out there. Now, once again, friends, I'll tell you right now, by default, every coin you win, you're dumping. That's it. Okay. You don't dump on the open straight away, but you can't fall in love with any of these. any of these at all because you just don't know. Okay. Now, obviously, we all want them to do 100x, but remember, only 2 coins did 100x. Many coins are still doing like a 3x or a 2 or a 7x or a 13x, and you don't get all your unlocks at once. Okay. So I've explained a lot of these scenarios here to you. You don't have to participate with this. Remember, I did not know this was going to come around. See, I don't like playing this game, friends. This is too nerve-wracking for me. Like, you got to wait for it to come down and then buy and then hope that Launchpads continue being a thing. What if they just disappear next year? What if they just disappear? I don't know. That's why your friend here, I have a long-term fundamental thesis. I had ChainLink. You have PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex, which is real DeFi. Okay, I can sleep with those with higher size. We've paid, I'm like, yeah, I don't know what's going on. And by the way, this chart, just to let you know, friends, you can draw a Fibonacci retracement, which is what I've done. Maybe it just gets up to here in the bull market, $1.40. All right, so that's why I'm telling you, just, yeah, you can do better than 5x from here. That's why I've got to repeat. Being in paid and doing it short-term staking, which you don't have any commitments to. Remember, I'm staked, by the way. I can't even dump my paid. I have to have a 50 or 60% penalty to emergency unstake because Kyle basically took the Hex staking system into it. So I'm locked until 2027. Probably ask, why would you stake Hex paid for that long? It's because you got to multiply on your tickets. If you staked it for 5 years, you get 5x more tickets. So that's what I want to do. But the thing is, when they released the staking, it was the end of the bull market. Okay, so as soon as they did it, there was only like 1 or 2 more profitable projects, and every project after that ended up just rugging and had to do some refunds and stuff. But it's not their fault. That's just how the bull market ended up going, friends, when money runs out. Okay. So once again, I'm not telling you, please don't touch anything. Okay, this is just my goal. I'm doing this stuff. Once again, it goes to 0. It's on you. Remember, look, friends, have you ever watched anybody like me tell you what you're doing could go to 0? I've told you like literally 19,000 times. That's why I have no guilty conscience. If we get into anything and we get crushed, I'm right there with you. All right. I was telling everyone when I'm buying, I'm also going to be saying, hey, start to trim. I have absolutely no care about that because I know 99% of the crowd loses and they don't listen anyway. Okay. They do not listen. Okay. Bitcoin is in its 4th green monthly candle. Okay. Look at this euphoria that happened in 2021. 1, 2, 3. The 4th one was when the junk started. Okay. So that's why if we kept going and going, like just telling you right now, just give you an example, friends. It doesn't matter what I'm convicted in. If we get 2 more green monthly candles for Bitcoin, I mean, you get out everything. Okay. So we always got to stay grounded. Don't worry about the news. You don't worry about the narrative. I'm watching those other YouTubers with you too. They're just feeding us constant new attention over and over again. It's not helping anything. Luckily for you, right? See, I've presented a problem here to you with a solution, my solution. Okay. Why do we watch those big influencers? It's because we believe they're just on the tip of their lips. They're just going to tell us the hot new narrative and the hot new coin. They go, guys, I found 10 undervalued gems and they're all going to go 1,000x. That's what we want them to say. But we know whenever they talk to us, everything's already expensive. We know that on average, 90% of the time. So I reverse engineered. I go, okay, is there something out there in crypto that can let me participate in stuff? Now, I can't guarantee myself a win. No one can. But what can increase the probability that I'm in on things early? And I thought, well, I'm already in paid because paid, friends, they have to filter all these companies and all these coins that want to launch. Just to let you know, they have a very high filter. That I know of. Who knows? Who knows, friends? Can go to 0. Okay, so they're doing the hard work for us. They have all these projects coming. They might have like 10 projects a week apply, and they will pick, they think the most upside with a narrative, the most professional, and then they will put it for the ecosystem for everybody to do the lottery. Okay, so I like that. So it saves me time. I don't have to spend all my time trying to filter all these coins because, man, you know, there's 2,200 coins launching every month. How on earth are we going to filter everything? Okay, there are coins, I just made a video on it recently, friends. A coin had a 3-hour life cycle. 3 hours, Habib, really? So, you know, there's no other way to end this but with some juicy angel music, okay? So you've heard a lot of things, friends. We're going to keep making videos on this, and I'm going to report to you about what's going on. And I'm telling you right now, you buy the tops of anything and you lose, it's your own fault, okay? Just like how I put my neck on the line, I buy the lower stuff, but it keeps going lower. It is what it is, okay? This is just the game. It's all a game. It's all speculation. I don't care what you hear about Bitcoin in the news. I don't care how many countries are adopted it. I don't care what Max Kaiser says. I don't care what anybody says. It's all a game to shill you bags. My goal is to make sure by the end of it, you have enough to tip me in ETH, 1 ETH, and some friendship. Make sure you like, subscribe, betty button, or catch you very soon.